racetrack yesterday, and it didn't go so well after the fourth run. I was having a BCM problem, but then I found out that after resetting the battery that it had to be something internal. I thought it was either I wasn't getting fuel, spark, but I didn't think this would have been happening inside. This backed out. All the other ones are okay, but that one, it's loose. So that's my problem, and that's where it hit. This is how the spark plug looked. That's how I knew to start checking on cylinder number 3, because obviously it was getting blow by, but no spark and fuel to, or compression to get rid of this oily spark plug. So this will cause it. It ain't getting the lift it needs. But I mean, once I'm already here, inspect the motor real quick. Everything looks good, like it's worn down good. I don't see any other metal shavings besides the ones that came off the valve cover. So I'm just gonna dig in there with the magnet and try to get everything out. Hopefully that's not aluminum. I don't even know yet. But I'm just gonna go in there and try to get as many pieces of metal as I can, and then just sand it. But luckily it was just this. So I'm just gonna inspect everything, make sure nothing else got damaged. The bolt's not broken, so it might have just backed out only. The rocker seems fine. It's cast. The cup looks good. I don't see anywhere. This happened from the rocker bouncing up, and it wore itself out a little space, because at the end of the track I could hear it knocking, so I thought it was my bottom end, but then it went away when I let it cool down. So it must have cleared itself far enough so it won't make any noise. Let's pull out the push rod. Got a little piece of metal in there, but it comes right off. Everything seems good. It just wore out where the rocker and the push rod ride. But I'm just gonna sand it. It's not bent or anything. The wear on the bottom looks good. I don't see anything wrong. I'm just gonna clean it up and put it back together and torque it back down from what it looks like. Just get rid of all the metal, and that should take care of the problem. Yeah, I had done a compression test as well, and it came out as 15, so that's another reason why I decided to look at number 3. But we're gonna put this back together and throw the compression test again on it and see if that took care of the problem. Of course, just cleaning this out. So I got them all cleaned up. I got it all cleaned up in there, no more metal inside. Cleaned up the valve cover. That ain't gonna come off anymore. That's just how it is. It already made itself a little pocket. But now it's tightened back up. And some fuel came out because the valve opened a little bit from the intake. So now it's time to put it all together and fire it up, see if it works now. Put a used spark plug, and then I'll put the new one once it burns everything out. That way I don't mess up my new spark plug. Finishing up, tightening up the valve cover. Little one over. Little wipe down on the valve covers. Oh, they look pretty again. Even though nobody's gonna see down there, but keep it clean while I'm down here. Then just time to slap on the ignition coils and fire it up, or do a compression test real quick. Maybe fire it up. Nah, we'll just do a compression test. Alright, so this right here is going to be the moment of truth. I got the compressor tester hooked up to that bank where it had that foul plug and that bad rocker that was loose. In the morning I had to put all new 8 spark plugs and that didn't fix it, because I pulled out the new one after letting it idle for like 10 seconds and it had oil. So that led me to look into this cylinder, do a leak down, pull off the cover, which I'm glad I did, because that was an obvious mistake. So hopefully we have compression, we didn't hurt nothing. So I'm gonna give it 5 bumps right now, see how much compression we get. For the GTOs, it's easy to do that crank without the car wanting to start. All you have to do is hold the gas and then just crank it, and it won't send fuel. With like 4 cranks, we got some compression. I'm gonna give it one more crank, see if it bumps up. Hold the gas. And just turn on the ignition. I wonder if it having gas in there affects the compression. But at least we found a major problem. And while we were down on power, yeah, it bumped up to normal. That's good. So now I'm just gonna put a old spark plug that was on one of the good banks that wasn't bathed with oil, so just so it could burn out that gas that's in there, and then I'll pop that new one. That way all the cylinders have a new spark plug. Even the compressor checker is pumping out gasoline, so I'm sure that is full of gasoline in there. That's why I'm gonna put that old spark plug, get rid of all that first. In case somebody wants to know what compressor tester gauge set I used, I got this one from AutoZone. I actually rented out. That's the part number. Rented it for like 54 bucks, and I'll just return it if I don't really need it. Get your money back. Old spark plug going in. And the last thing you want to do is be changing spark plugs when the engine is hot, because it's an aluminum engine and heads. I mean, not that the block matters, but the heads are aluminum and you can strip them out easily. If you over torque them, you can stretch out the threads. But the engine is cool to touch, so I'll be good. Snug it in there. Click. 2 clicks. Put all this stuff away, and we're ready to fire her up. See if that helped. Scary, but it's the moment of truth. It has oil pressure. I never lost oil pressure. Just from the fluid that popped out of that cylinder when the valve open. I don't hear no knocking. No blow by. We're good. Take it for a little test drive. Those are the new drags I got for it. If anybody's interested, that's almost as big as you could go. Just burning out all that extra stuff from that blow by and the gasoline. Hopefully it goes away. It should go away. Right, those are the fatties that I put in there. I put a 17 by 9.5. I just send the rims out to a machine shop to get re-drilled for Pontiac. This is the tire size 275 40 R17. No clear residuals whatsoever. Doesn't even scratch, doesn't hit. I do got airbags, but it's perfect. Doesn't even poke out. Perfect stems. Right away it feels much better. That had fixed it. Honestly, I think my car's been like that since I put it together. I put the engine together myself. I just got the short block. I got some machine shop to do it. That way they could balance it and everything and put the right rings and measurements. Because I don't got all those tools. But I installed the whole valve train, cam, lifters, push rods, rockers. So I know I did everything good. Hopefully the other side isn't loose. It shouldn't be. I revved this engine before to like 7,500 RPMs before, so that probably backed that bolt out. Or maybe if I feel more power, it's been like that since I put the engine together. Now I know next time I'm just gonna put some blue Loctite. I had torqued down the rockers to the specs that the factory recommends, but the factory didn't expect us to rev them up to 7,500.